Yeah, most definitely. Whoa.
Well, get a picture of these. This is, let me explain them. This is the garrison manager gave me that, the Army, YPG, for speaking at a Hispanic Heritage luncheon. This is similar to it.
No,
this is the back side. I got two of the same coin.
I'm all wrapped up in
and 2 years apart. It's an eagle, see it?
Yep.
Right.
Then I have, in Puerto Rico, I got this one. It is for, this is Punta, I forget the name. Borinquin. Punta Borinquin Border Patrol Station. And they were going to energize and they did turn off.
I will.
No, but we got it going, okay? Also in Puerto Rico, General gave me this one for my work over there as well. Because the General gave me that.
And then I'll let Gay know that I made contact with
these are nice coins.
Okay.
You know? And then this one recently I got, this is on my plaque that I recently received, and I got this one for work in Louisiana supporting the disaster. This is a pretty one. I like this.
Yeah.
So these are just in the last year, maybe 2 years. In the last 2 years, and I haven't got so many in such a short period. Because before that, I might have 2 or 3, and that's all. I got this one.
Okay.
This is a highest achievement medal you can get on my 30-year pen right here. They said I got another one. That I got another one of these. So in a month I have to go to Phoenix, and they're gonna pin it on me at the country club. Wow! Spend all day at the country club. I'm gonna get another one from our commander. This commander came from Mississippi Valley. Okay, this is Mississippi Valley commander.
I've been down there since October.
Colonel Ellicott. Jessica Brown put me in for this, and the commander, Colonel Ellicott, signed the certificate and mailed this to us, so our commander pinned it up. So he won't be able to pin the one on me in Phoenix in a month, but whoever's going to be in charge over there will pin that medal.
All those Border Patrol and all the authorities.
Live YouTube right now.
Hey. No UFO stuff though. One time my pistol off. That's my
And also small. What kind of pizza do you want? Steak, chicken? What do you want to pick up?
He's got a drone. We're gonna do some droning pretty soon.
Nice.
Get all the certificates in place.
Okay.
So you can do it.
Some droning in here.
He was in Tucson flying one. No, he was flying one in Tucson, and he was up by a missile silo. And what happened?
Well, there's 18 missile silos.
I've heard about those. I haven't
I was
seen
going to
it.
do documentaries. We had one by our ranch. That was Site 5.
Right.
So I did.
And they're abandoned, right?
I did Site 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the next day I skipped and went to 1. And on number 1, I went over there. I got the drone up, but the guy had motion sensors and cameras, and he saw me, and he goes, "I see
So
you."
they're privately owned now, the silos.
They're old, but they're still habitable. Some of them people live in there.
That's what I heard, yeah.
So he thought that I was going to steal something. So he was mad, and he chewed me out. And then he found out that we had to fly on our ranch. You had to fly on our ranch? He goes, "You know Sandy Elias?" I go, "Yeah, it's my cousin." He called the sheriff and cancel that. Yeah, that was scary, man. And I'm thinking of, I don't want to do the rest of them. I don't want to do the rest of them now. Yeah. I have no idea. I ordered yeah. Okay. And then I guess the food, they're getting ready to.
I had a big dinner already.
Yeah.
And I'm going down to Mexico right now. My wife's waiting for me. She just came here for a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
You like Mexico? I love Mexico.
Oh, yeah, we're in the Gulf.
El Golfo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got a place there for the last 10 years. So
Oh, wow.
it's packed. Too many people there right now.
Yeah, I lost my truck out there one time.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people do. Tide comes up.
I lost my truck. Yeah. I cried. That night I cried.
A lot of people do it and they don't learn.
Yeah.
Where you got to
Nice talking to you guys.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to the retirement party.
For 1984, it was here.
Turn up the sound, please. What am I sound like? Where's your help when you can't find it? Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay, I want to say thanks to everybody for making it. I know it's Easter weekend and there's a lot going on this weekend. I want to say thank you. I know it's getting late, so go ahead and order your dinner. And we're going to have a little go ahead and order your dinner, and we're going to have some guest speakers here in a minute. And I want to say thank you to everybody that came all the way from Sierra Vista, El Golfo, Yuma. They came all the way out here.
Tucson.
Tucson, thanks, John. All good,
Gadsden.
I want to say thank you guys, everybody that came today. So go ahead and enjoy yourself. We're going to get the show going. Thank you.
All right, all right. Otra.
Where did you guys meet?
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers participated in a dedication ceremony for the Master Sergeant George A. Banner Vertical Wind Tunnel Facility at Yuma Proving Ground on January 24th.
This morning I've been given the distinct honor and privilege to welcome and thank you for attending this grand opening and dedication of the Master Sergeant George Banner Vertical Wind Tunnel.
The facility is named for Banner, a member of the 3rd Special Forces Group Airborne who was killed in action in Afghanistan in August 2013. Banner's mother and wife were among the dignitaries at the dedication ceremony.
This is him, and he would love to be here showing everyone around, and I wish he could do that physically. I know he's here in spirit.
From speaking with the many who knew and served with George, his competence, He was wicked smart, I think, is what the chief told me. His spirit, good humor, and positive outlook made those around him better. While words can't mend, they can rightly honor the man who was your husband and son.
The ceremony culminated more than a year of work and years of hopes for the facility.
Well, you know what, it's just an impressive facility. I mean, it's going to change the way that we train our free-fall parachutists. The opportunity to give them more confidence in their ability to actually jump out of an aircraft, the time that they're going to get to fly in this facility is really, I don't think we really fully understand how much better the student is going to be when he leaves here.
Construction on the $10 million facility began in August 2012.
There are 400 or 500 horsepower fans that equip this, the vertical tunnel, and we're bringing speeds from 30 miles an hour to 180 miles an hour, strong enough to lift 8 soldiers in the vertical wind tunnel.
Instructors at the school will use the facility to train military parachutists in basic and advanced freefall techniques.
Well, I think it's absolutely appropriate that we name it after Master Sergeant Banner. I mean, an instructor, a world-class special operator that gave his life in defense of this country, and what better way to honor his sacrifice than naming the facility after him.
The Master Sergeant George A. Banner Vertical Wind Tunnel Facility represents the beginning of an expansion here at Yuma Proving Ground. In the future, the expansion will include facilities and buildings to accommodate future students. From Yuma, I'm Daniel J. Calderon.
Of it that I hung in my office for the last 5 years. I took it. I told the Army that is mine. I'm keeping it. I'm proud of it. This gentleman built it. These folks over here built it. I'm really happy you're all here. Thank you for coming from the Pilkington Commercial Company. Thank you. But I don't want to stay up here talking because I want to give the mic over to Mr. Pilkington. Please give a hand of applause. Thank you.
Yay, Mr. Pilkington. Yay.
Thank you very much, Ernesto. I'm Leo Pilkington. I'm Vice President, Pilkington Commercial Construction. This business has been in business, our business, Pilkington. Our business has been in business for 30 years, and I've been in construction since I was 10. And this has been a tremendous young man to get to know, Mr. Elias. When you have projects that have to be built, you have to work with owners, you have to work with clients, you have to work with contracting officers. When you find someone that understands the entire project from top to bottom, understands your needs, and understands the needs of the client, the end user, and understands the needs of your subcontractors, that's the type of person you want to work with. And that is Mr. Elias. He is very, very capable at understanding all of those phases and making sure that everyone that is on your project is important, and he takes care of that importance because he understands that is a big part of the finished project. When he steps onto a job, everyone knows who he is. Everyone respects him. Everyone knows that he has a capacity of understanding what your scope is. He knows what your work volume is. He knows how to take care of you, and that's why we take care of him. We felt it was important for us to bring the picture of this wonderful facility that we built out at Yuma Proving Grounds. Built this 5 years ago. This facility is the world's largest free fall simulator. 16 feet in diameter, 80 feet tall. It has a flight chamber 60 feet tall. When we had this built, all of the contracting officers in Fort Bragg thought it could not be done. and brought in on time, on budget. And it was done a full month before it was scheduled to be done, and it was done entirely in budget without any change orders. Only after they realized that it was completely done did they give us a little extra money to put some fences in and a little more landscaping. Completely built with the assistance of Mr. Elias. It's a wonderful privilege to get to know him. It's a wonderful privilege to have worked with him. And we all have a debt of gratitude to give him for the successes that we are, and a lot of the successes that you are. Thank you very much, Ernesto. I'd like Chris and Clint to come up at this time. Pilkington has put together a plaque for Mr. Elias, and it reads, 2018 Outstanding Management Excellent Award, Pilkington Commercial Company, in recognition for your hard work and extreme dedication, ensuring all projects were complete, on time, and within budget when faced with adversity. Ernesto Elias, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Yuma Project Office, Los Angeles District. Mr. Elias.
I'd like to say congratulations to Ernesto and a lot of contracting officers out, MCAS, YPG, and I can say without a doubt, Ernesto was the best to work with. Projects working with him were dealt with common sense. And that's something that's missing, I think, a lot in the construction industry today, especially on government projects. And YPG is going to really miss Ernesto. The construction out there is not going to be the same without Ernesto. And I would like to tell you that I enjoyed working with you, and I respect you, and thank you very much for having me on your projects, Ernesto.
I'd just like to, I'm Chris Pilkington, and I'd just like to reiterate what Clint said, that, you know, you've always treated everybody fair, and you've always worked hard to make sure the projects got done on time, and you were always a help and not somebody that would try to slow the project down. You worked with everybody and just tried to have the same goals as everybody else, and we appreciate everything that you did for us, Ernesto, and we very much enjoyed working with you, and hope the best for you in the future. And I know those kids that will enjoy having you as a teacher out there as long as you do that. So thank you very much for everything.
Wait for that margarita to get finished over there. You go with that margarita? There's no words for me to say how I feel right now. I'm very deeply indebted to you guys. I know taking on this task, they said it couldn't be done. He's right. They said it couldn't be done. And then I just had my doubts. And they kept saying, you're the one that's holding out. You're hearing this for the first time. You're the one that's holding out on the Source Selection Board of Los Angeles. What's the problem, Mr. Elias? What's the problem? I says, this is a huge risk. Look at this building. We never built anything like that. There's glass in there that's an inch and how thick is that, Bill?
1 inch thick.
1 inch thick glass from China, and there's a Buy American Act. You can't buy anything from China to install in a federal facility. Okay? But we got it done, Mr. Pilkington.
Yes, we did.
We got it done, okay? And then they said, the biggest one that's ever been built was a 14-footer. This is 16-foot plus. And I said, I know, I feel the same way. It's a huge risk. Everyone's prices were, I can say it now, were twice yours. I can say it now. It's worth twice. Here's the best part. Here's the best part. So Congress got involved. And says, you guys are going to have to drop that price down. And we said, well, you better tell all these wonderful guys about it. And they stayed there. They stayed there competitive for years and stayed there. And I really hope you guys stay in the business to do more work at YPG. I know there's more work. I know Mr. Garcia is sitting here. And I know he saw all this happening. And I know there's more work for you. Not only there at YPG, but in the Yuma community. You've done great things in Yuma. I don't want to just talk about this facility, but other facilities you've done for us in the Yuma community. I'm going to give my time back, and I know you guys are. And I really appreciate this award. This means a lot to me, guys. This means a lot. Thank you.
Can you say something? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
I want to say thank you to Ernesto. We worked together for the last 5-6 years, I think. He was right down the hall from me, for a friend, mentor. Learned a lot from him. Person I really respect, and I'm gonna miss. And I wish you the best, in upcoming job projects that are upcoming. And thanks for everything.
Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. Frank works at the Department of Public Works. We work down the hall. They give us the work, and we go do it for them. And so we have a good working relationship. I have taken him under my wings and taught him a lot. And I do feel like, as a professor at the Arizona Western College, that's my role. Okay, my job is to teach people. I'm going to ask Speedy to come up here. Speedy, can you come up here, please? I want him to say something because Marisol's not here. With Nicholas Engineering, Gutierrez Canales Engineering. He's an operator. He worked for Don Kellen for many years. I have a lot of admiration for Speedy. He's probably one of the best operators I know. So give him a warm welcome.
Well, I just want to say it's been a great pleasure when I first met him.
Talk right in.
Okay. And working with him, with him on some of these projects has been a great experience for me. He's led us along the way and had patience with us and just kind of, held our hand and basically taught us what we need to know to get some of these projects done. And I just really appreciate that in you. You were very, how do I say that? Very easy to work with, very understanding, down to earth, and I think it's been great just being around you and working with you, and we're gonna miss you. And so just want to say congratulations and good luck in your next chapter. So thank you.
There's another gentleman, actually two more gentlemen that I want to get up here and say something. Mr. Brown, and then a student of mine, Mr. Shelley. But I see you got food in your mouth, so I'll ask Mr. Shelley to come up. Mr. Shelley is going to be owning the Fifth Avenue paint store. He's a good guy. Yeah. Well, what do you want to say? Say something.
Ernie's a real good teacher. He taught me 3 classes and learned a lot. Learned everything I know about surveying from Ernie, and it was really good. That's about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to add some things then for you, Mr. Shelley. Go ahead, have a seat. He was in my classes, and they said, "Hey, we like the way you teach, so we got a little bit of extra money, so you want to bring some of your students with me." Well, I want to bring Mr. Shelley. He says, "Okay, well, we're going to have to pay him $100." we'll pay him $100 because he's going to help me. So we did a workshop out there with all the engineering students, and we walked all over this campus. We did pacing and surveying, and I want to say thank you, Shelley, not only for attending the classes, but being a mentor for the students and helping me that day. I really want to say thank you. And we got another workshop coming up, by the way. Mr. Brown, do you mind? You got a minute? Can you say something nice to me? Mr. Brown, we went back quite a ways. He built the wastewater lagoon at Walker.
Does that thing still work?
And it still works. It hasn't broke down. So here you go.
Thank you, Ernesto. I've known Ernesto probably 9 or 10 years. I came out here like that? Okay, good. For the wastewater treatment plant, and I dealt with him and Ray Solis. It was a really good project. Turned out really well. Was excellent. I got a couple other companies I was with, a few other projects through with the Corps, with Ernesto, and everything was really good. He turned out to be a really good friend as well as working with him. Ernesto, I wish you well in your, whatever you're going to do and stuff. You've been really, a great friend and good help. And, so I can't top Pilkington boys. So anyway, good luck on everything. Appreciate being with you. Thank you.
I want to say thank you. I don't know if anybody else wants to get up here and say anything, but I do want to thank everybody that did get up here. And thanks. I want to say thank you for everybody coming up. We got one person that got up, so good. This is my longtime friend, Mr. Rivera. He's the Yuma County safety guy, so look out. He hasn't retired yet. He'll retire at the end of the year. So you guys contractors out there, if he pulls on your job site, don't call me.
I don't know what the big deal is about Ernesto. I taught him everything he knows. But I'd like to say something real quick. I know that I grew up with this guy. He's September 6th, his birthday. I'm February 6th. And known him all my life, from first grade all the way to high school. And I was just talking to somebody right now that his children that are here right now, they're very polite, well-mannered, and hello. Anyway, they're very polite, they're very well-mannered, and that just goes to show you what kind of person, what kind of father this guy is. And I really wish I've known his mom and dad, and forever they're passed on, and I wish they were here today because they'd be very proud of him.
Yes, you would.
Very, very proud of him. Yes, I know Mr. Elias, he always gave us gripe every time we did something, because if we tried to do something, he did it better a long time ago. So, and I hope that they're up there listening to this, because he deserves it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned my father or my mother. They lived on Yuma Proving Ground. Me and Joaquin lived on Yuma Proving Ground. That's our home. That's our stomping grounds. We dealt with rattlesnakes, scorpions, and spiders. You name it, we dealt with it. I just got to tell one story about my brother. I remember I was just a baby. You'll like this one, guys. You guys that work at YPG. He went missing. They had to get all the helicopters and the airplanes go find him. And they go by the river, go look at the heel of gravity. Maybe you'll find him over there.
No, the raccoon.
So I just want to go right in over to here, these pictures that I've put over here. These are some projects. I'm going to talk real briefly about 5 projects that I worked on. The first one right here is Hoover Dam. I worked there. I worked in the boss's office, top floor right in the middle. It was administrative. Someone was in trouble. So they said, "Oh, you want a job over here?" I goes, "No, I'm here to investigate a problem." And they go, "Well, we got any kind of job you want." "No, I'm here because you have a problem here." So they kind of like let me loose. Goes, "We're going to give you a personal tour of the entire dam, sir. So let's do that." So they did. Mr. Ben Wilkinson was in charge of all the dams for the Lower Colorado region. Top floor, the middle office. I worked rubber elbows with him, and I would not let down my guard. And he goes, "Oh, let me buy you steak dinner. Let me do this. Let me do." So on the net, so finally, when I finished my investigation, he goes, "Sir, sit down. I ain't gonna talk to you." So I kept my professionalism, and it's a beautiful place. If you haven't gone, we fixed the visitors facility, a nice 100-man elevator down to the new works, and this is a beautiful place to go visit. Hoover Dam. Then another one, this right here, I don't know if you can see this Shasta Dam, Unit 5, I worked on Unit 5. We pulled the rotor out, we stripped the rotor, we stripped the stator, we rebuilt it, and we increased the megawatts from 64 megawatts to 86 megawatts. So we had to improve, we improved it. I heard Shasta's producing over 100 megawatts now with our improvements. So I'm kind of happy to be a part of that. That was really one of my highlights because I got called in the office once and they said, "You need to come into the office." I thought I was going to get fired. "What's the problem? Your French-Canadian contractor who's doing the work in there said you're in the way." "Oh, I'm in the way? Okay, I'm sorry." I says, "But you want me to get the micrometer." We're miking to the thousandths and 10,000ths of an inch. You can't see that. That's like a hair. Okay? That's the thicknesses of a hair. And I'm using my micrometer, and it says the spec said 5% check. But every time I got to 5%, I found a bad one. I had to keep going. Check every one. All the way around inside the stator, checking every packing. And then they said, "You're in the way." I said, "I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do my job. Every time I hit 5%, I find something wrong, I gotta keep going." "So what percent are you checking?" 50? No. 60? No. Try 100. "Well, you're in the way and this and that, blah, blah, blah." The contractor sat there scolding me, the French Canadian, then left. Then as soon as the door shut, they all looked at each other. The guy goes, "Good job, Ernesto." "Good job." He goes, "Put him in for an award." Good job. That was how it started. And they said, they're actually now this weekend they're going to combine the stator with the squirrel cage because they're going to open this gate up here and let the water. We're going to put it back together, and we're going to go. So they're flanging these things together. The stud weighed 75 pounds. The nuts weighed 25 pounds. And they were putting these things in a little tiny chamber about this big. So I went in there. I grabbed the big 25-pound nut and I started turning it. And so the stud started turning. It's not supposed to turn. We have a problem, Houston. Okay. "Oh, okay, what kind of problem do we have?" "Read your contract. Read your specification. It calls for a cold fit. You might want to freeze the metal because it's got your shrink to fit in that hole. Are you there?" You know, knock on their head. "Hello, are you there? You guys get it?" I love metals. And this was a matter of a mind over metal, okay? Because the pin is bigger than the hole, so you have to put it in dry ice, let it shrink, okay? So we resolved that when they go, "Hey, you're pretty good." Yeah, I learned that in college, in school. These are books, you know, books, you know. So they said, "Well, we have another problem. Can you come and look at it?" So they started calling me at a young age. You know, you seem to know what's going on. It goes, we now need you to crawl into the squirrel cage. You know, where the water goes around, turns the turbine. At the very end, it goes to nothing. It goes to a little round there, and I'm crawling. And I go, you want me to crawl in there? He goes, yeah. But the whole lake is right behind that penstock. You want me to get in there? Yeah, can you please go look in there? And you talk about one of the scariest days of my life was crawling in there. Because it's all someone had to do is open that valve and I'm gone. But I crawled in there to find that it cracked. Okay? So I said, you need to go get an x-ray machine because it's cracked. You're going to have to cut in the groove into that cast iron and rebuild it. And it hit all the way to the regional director. I said, who said that? That guy from Yuma. That desert rat from Yuma. So how does he know? Because he's the one that found the crack. So that was 3 stories. Shasta Dam's really one of my pride and joys. I love it over there. I felt home. Shasta Mountain attracted me. I was happy Sam, my boys got to go there and do a little bit of snowboarding, learn a little bit of snow, not just sand. Okay. And then I have one more dam that I want to talk about. And like I said, at Yuma Proving Ground, I was talking about these, I was going, dang, there's a lot of damn stories. But this one I met Senator Reed, Senator Ensign, the leaders of the Tahoe and Washoe nations. This is they call the little old lady on the river, Truckee River. This is the Lake Tahoe Dam. It's all made out of wood. It's a beautiful thing now. You couldn't even tell it was there. It was grown over. We took all the bushes. We painted it. We took all the wood out. Took a master carpenter and a bunch of carpenters. I worked with it. And they came down. They gave me an award. That's another highlight of my career. Really a beautiful facility. I can't talk anymore about this. It's mine, Leo. This is mine. When you gave it to me, I hung it in my office for a little while, and I said, I'm keeping this one, okay? The United States Army, you can't have this one back. I'm keeping this one. Thank you. This is another peak of my career. Let's talk one more thing. People don't know it. You guys are here from YPG. The public affairs officer pulled me aside and said, Mr. Elias, I don't think we ever had this much brass here before. Oh, I'm sure you had to have brass like this before because General Patton was here. So I don't believe you. He goes, sir, there's so many generals here that we can't keep track. There are 5 generals on the ground with their uniforms on. And I was happy to know that we were also taking care of our special operation forces. Right, Mr. Pilkington? This was for them. And we took care of everybody. How many people jump in that?
You can put 8 fully geared.
It's the most used facility in the world.
Yes, it is.
I forget how many, tens of thousands of jumps they had in there already. It's the most in the world. Okay? But I don't want to talk any more about that. I just got one more. I showed some of you this. I won a contest in 1992 honoring women in the workforce, the federal workforce. This is for Hispanic heritage. I remember working on this. I found out we're Spanish. We're from Spain. Our family's from Spain. So when I was asked to put this work on this poster, I said I'd be honored to work on this poster. It was for women's 500 years of Hispanic heritage. The women's contribution was the theme. I said I'll take that on. I wanted to focus on Spain. This is Columbus's seal. It's a scroll. I had ships on it. I didn't have enough time to add the ships. So I put the coin of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Okay? I went in this summer, I went there for the first time to find out where our family's from. La Rioja, and that's the Basque region of Spain. and it changed my life. I'm not the same anymore because I got to see where our family's from. But it has a lot of meaning to me. I'm an artist. A lot of people don't know that. I've designed a lot of business cards, letterheads. That's the creative side. Speedy, Frank, Leo, you guys that got up here, thank you. Dickie and Shelly. I'm on the creative side. That's why I think I'm good at what I'm doing, you know, because I can use the other side of the brain. I just call people, some people are only 2D. They're 2D minded. In our business, right, Frank, we have to think 3D, right, Leo? We have to think 3D constantly, Chris. We got to think 3D because we got to get this thing built up. I tell my students, start at the bottom, okay? So when there's a problem, you got to go to the bottom of the problem and you built it up, okay? So one other thing I wanted to say, why I believe I'm good in the construction field, is that I believe your job has a pulse. Like a doctor, I feel like I'm a doctor sometimes, you know? I'll come and talk to the guy over here. Hey, how's it going? How's the job going? Pretty good, this and that. I already know what the problem is. Talk to another guy on the job. Hey, how's it going? How's the job going? I already know the problems. I feel like a doctor sometimes, Leo. Like a doctor. You're there to check the pulse, making sure everybody's breathing. Is everyone okay? Is everybody calm? Is everybody okay, Speedy? Is everybody all right? Oh, the job. Forget the job. Are you okay? I don't care. I've sat in meetings. I'm going to say one more thing. I've sat in meetings, okay, with the leaders, the chiefs, and the top people. And I always say, where's the subcontract? Where's the guy that's doing the work? Where's he? Oh, well, Mr. Elias, they're over here and this and that. What's the problem? I want to know the guy that's going to do the work. Where are they in this table? How come they're not here? Ask these guys. They'll tell you. Oh, well, they can't be here. It's just a waste of time then. Well, we can have the meeting and go, I don't care about you guys. I care about the guy doing the work. You just sit behind the desk all day long. That's all you're doing. You just sit behind the desk all day long. You don't know what's going on out there. You don't know the crane's going to show up when they're going to pour concrete. Or, you know what's going on out there. They have a meeting, a field meeting. You know, so that's where I'm coming from. You know, I'm thinking of the people. 34 years, everyone went home on my job. No one ever got hurt. No one ever died. I can now brag about it. Okay, so today is my last official day for the government. I'm wearing all these medals and pins and stuff like that. I got coins here, we can talk about them. But I'm going to be getting in the plane tomorrow to start my new chapter. And I'm going to be working for a company, Tomcat Unlimited, correct? Is that saying that correct? Tomcat Unlimited, going to the northern boundaries, the northern international boundary. Worked forever on the southern international boundary. And when talking about money, the very first project I did, the Central Level Zone project, was $4.7 billion. We had $1 billion budget for the Bureau of Reclamation on the Bay Delta, a multi-billion-dollar budget on the Southern International Border Barrier System. When you start to add it up, I lose track. I know it's in the billions. I'm guessing it's probably between 10 and $20 billion. It's a lot of money. So what I want to leave with you guys is that I'm not leaving. I want to stay in Yuma as a consultant. I'm thinking of the name Aguila Construction Consulting. And I'm going to be working with Mickey Garza and the team there. Wonderful team. The name again? Hoffman. From Hoffman Concrete. I'm sorry. So but as a consultant, I'm available to you too. Please call me. You know, you got a problem. The Marines called me the other day. We're doing the runways in Dayton, the Barry Goldwater firing range. We don't know anybody knows soil cement. Well, how'd you get my number? Well, we called the Los Angeles District's Army Corps of Engineers, and they said your name right away. I says, well, where you're at, it's nothing but silt. You're in a silt bed. What are you doing? We're mixing concrete. Why don't you pave it with asphalt? Well, we thought about that. You should have called me earlier. We'd have saved a lot of headaches. But they want to land some C-130s out there, and this is just the other day, last minute stuff. So, not just the Marines, but you guys call me too if you need anything, okay? And if anybody doesn't want to get up here and say anything last?
I want to say something.
Okay. You want to record him?
Please record my face, okay?
Okay, this is the comic. Comic in the family, my brother Jack.
I'm his eldest brother.
You got to talk right in there.
Oh, I'm his eldest brother. Excuse me. So, this is the way it's going to go. I remember when I was a kid. Of course, Ernesto probably doesn't remember that far back, but when I was a kid, my father was the type of father that would not accept laziness in our house. We had to do something. And I remember I was maybe about 5 years old. I would fill up this wagon with watermelons. And I had to go door knocking. I would knock on doors and I didn't even know how to speak English. I would just say, estoy vendiendo melones, you know, and you know, they would give me, since I spoke in Spanish, they would give me pesos. But they gave me the money, what I was bartering with. Karen, you probably remember that. I don't know. But yeah, you were way too young. But anyways, I would go door knocking. Boom, 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 boom. And knock all the doors and selling melons. That's what I used to do. But then Ernesto started getting a little older, and I would have to carry him in the wagon, and we would go both together and sell the melons. But all this time, God, my father, was instituting something to his children to work for a living. And when I got older, I started working at the Yuma Daily Sun, and I got older than that, I started doing other things, you know. But the thing about that is we were always working. We always tried to strive for a living. And my dad instilled that in us. And I admire my brother. I admire for what he has done. You know, I haven't been to back to Yuma since I left in 2000, except for one time, and that was like 2 months ago when we had the 75th anniversary of YPG. I videotaped it, I took a bunch of pictures. That's the first time I've been here in Yuma. This is my second time I've been here in Yuma. Guess what Ernesto did when I came to his house? We planted watermelons.
Thank you. Well, that's all I have to say. Just turn it on.
I'm Ernesto's.
Put right here, right here.
I'm Ernesto's uncle. Now, I'm very proud of him. I'm very glad that he can say I'm retired. But I'm also glad to know that at his age he's too young to retire. So tomorrow he'll be flying to Montana to do a job up there. When he comes back, I understand that he's already got a job offer to be a teacher at UC. And he's got 2 other people who want to talk to him when he comes back. I'm very proud of that. So you did good for yourself, and you struck the Ben Elias. Good. And thank you very much. God bless you.
So you guys know my dad. Growing up under this guy, taught me two things. You gotta take into account about a foot drop every mile you shoot, and taught me everything I know about chord structure and music. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was a little shit, but without him being on my ass 24/7, shit, I don't even know where I'd be right now. So thank you, Dad. Thank you for showing me, bringing me up right. Thank you for everything. Proud of you.
Okay, that's really all I had. I don't know if anybody else wanted to say anything, but that's really all I had. I'm really not retiring. I'm just ending it with these guys. But I do think TC, he couldn't be here. Antonio Covarrubias, he couldn't be here. And he says, it's time now to give back. And I agree with him. He's now building the houses in our hood, Arizona Avenue, the Mesa Heights, low-income housing in our barrio. Okay, that's what TC's doing. He's also living in Maple Street Tigers.
Okie Town,
Spring,
come on.
Okie Town, okay, our part of Okie Town. So, those are the types of things. I take the students, I want to thank you too, Mr. Pilkington, for taking the time to host the students at the college at your workplaces and talking to them. It means a lot to them. They say I'm one of the favorite teachers at the college. It's not because it's me, it's because when you do things like that, the students really appreciate it. They're really learning from it at those moments. So we've got 4 this semester, the construction management field operations class. We had 4 site visits. The first one was at Fort Yuma with Mr. Pilkington. The second one was with TC in the Arizona Low-Income Housing Project. The third one was at COFA at the high school project. And the fourth one will be with Courtney Arvizo at GTS in his lab. So these students know about the big 3 earth, concrete, and asphalt. So thank you, Leo, for that. I hope to call you again and bring some more students to your project. And your ground opening of the Fort Yuma is when? April 11th. April 11th, 4/11, isn't that your birthday? So go to see Leo groundbreaking at the Fort Yuma Health Center. It's beautiful if you haven't seen it. Please go. I'm really proud of you guys. That's a beautiful place. 10 o'clock on 4/11. You can count me on being there. Thank you everybody for being here.